So I'm playing this game TowerBorne here today. Got a free key for this one over on Keymailer. This is a real neat little mix match of genres. So it's kind of like a side scroller brawler mixed with ARPG elements. So as you see, I have a couple different classes here. I'm currently playing the Shadow Striker. This has been my favorite class so far. I've given Pyro class a little bit of a chance. Sentinel I played with in the tutorial, and I won't lie, I knew immediately that I wasn't interested in playing Sentinel. Rockbreaker, haven't tried at all. Might give it a shot one day, but Shadow Striker, it's been by far my favorite. I feel like it just fits best with the flow of the game. It's real fast paced, it does real good damage, and as I said, this game has a couple ARPG elements, mainly in the form of gear. Got gear score, tiers, defense stats, and it just gives you these little buffs. You can equip these aspects, which are just, once again, more slight buffs, kind of like a gem system that you would find in like World of Warcraft. I really don't play many ARPGs, I won't lie, so I don't know if what I'm saying it really is complete fact. So we're gonna hop in here in just a second. I'm gonna head over to this little board here and interact. They got some daily quests which are called requests, and you'll see that they give you writs. I'll show you what those are for in a second. We're not talking about the crackers here, by the way, and I kind of forgot that you can only accept 3 of these at a time. That's okay, I'm sure I'll get these 3 done. But these little daily quests, like I said, they give you writs, and these writs are used for, you guessed it, a battle pass. You know, I mean, battle passes, they get a bad rep. I'm not a big fan of battle passes myself, but you know, sometimes they're done pretty well. This game actually does them very well. It's pretty similar to Helldivers, if you've ever played Helldivers. So you have all these tiers. Once you complete one tier, you move on to the next tier. So it's not a whole bunch of bullshit like these other games where it's just 100 tiers of garbage rewards that you don't want. You kind of move through at your own pace. You pick up what you want when you want it. You can't just completely skip to the end, obviously, which, you know, might be a turn off for some people, but that's just how battle passes work. They're in every game nowadays. You either like it or you don't. If you don't like it, don't play the game. It's really that simple. So that's what those writs are for. You pay for your battle pass items. I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the world map, and as you can see, these are real players, by the way, if you were wondering. This game is like multiplayer. You can play co-op. It's just like, this is the main hub that I was just in. I'm going to the world map now, and you can actually see players on the world map as well, which I think is a really neat little feature. And this game's kind of popping. Not right now. It's kind of funny I said that and I loaded into a map with really nobody there. Let me get this cursor off the screen, by the way, but it is 9:46 in the morning as I'm recording this, so kind of makes sense. But so you got all these little quests, as you can see in the right there. Securing the belfry, that's actually my main story, so I have to complete the Hollow Grass Steps venture on the left there. The way this works is like a tile-based system. As you can see, these little light blue tiles are missions that are available to me, but I haven't completed yet. These little yellow things, these like Snaggleshire, Frontier Grasslands, the Hollow Grass Steps that I showed you earlier, and then Back Hills, these are kind of like dungeons, I guess you could say. They're just a little bit more challenging. They give you tier set items, and they got like a boss. I do have a couple quests to do here, so we're gonna do in top form. We're gonna complete a mission at danger level 3. I believe there's 5 danger level tiers, and you kind of unlock those as you progress through the game, and of course it just gets more difficult. So as you can see, recommended gear score 188, and yeah, there's 5 difficulty levels. So we're gonna go in danger 3 on this mission here. I'm doing this one just because I need to kind of progress these tiles to unlock that venture little dungeon I was telling you about, and we're gonna get going here, show you some of this gameplay. I haven't played in a couple days, so I may be a little bit rusty, but hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much. There is a story in this game. I'll be honest though, it's not voice acted, so I haven't paid like any attention at all, because I can't lie, I really dislike reading. I'm not even reading what these people are saying right now, as a matter of fact. So if a game doesn't have voice acting, I kind of just blow the story off. So I really couldn't tell you what the story is. I know that it's a pretty generic, like you die and you're resurrected to like defend the town kind of thing, which, I mean, you know, you see that in like every game nowadays. They gotta have like some lore reason why you can just die and come back to life, I guess, without any repercussions, especially in a game that's multiplayer and it doesn't let you just save. So I will say, at first the combat is a little bit spammy, especially if you're facing like one-on-one like this, because enemies tend to get staggered by pretty much all of your attacks. I am heavy attacking, but heavy attack, from what I've noticed so far, is like infinitely better than light attacking, because it just does a lot more damage for not much of a disadvantage, if I'm being honest. You know, you don't attack that slow compared to light attacks, so I kind of just spam heavy attacks most of the time. Once we start getting a couple more enemies, it kind of becomes a little bit more strategic and a lot more difficult. You know, some of these big guys, they can get pretty tricky, and you got to really learn who the biggest threats are that you need to be taking out first and foremost. And as you can see, you can dodge. There are iframes in this game, which is awesome, and it really gets tricky. Hopefully this mission will show it off because I'm about to talk about it, but they have like these little goblin huts. I don't need, these things aren't goblins, I'm just saying goblin huts because that's like a generic fantasy creature, but they have like these little huts that'll spawn monsters, and they'll just keep spawning monsters while you're attacking them. So as I said, that's where the strategy elements kind of come into play. And there's also a lot of like weapon combos you can do, which is really cool. So you can see, like, if I do a roll attack, that'll do like its own special little attack. They have like airborne attacks, they have heavy light attack combos. There's a whole lot of cool things you can do. I don't think those will really be very useful for me until I reach danger level 5, if I'm being honest. I really don't know how the difficulty spikes that much in this game. I mean, it was a bit of a difficulty spike for me going from danger level 2 to 3. 1 to 2 was a breeze. Danger level 1 is pretty much just playing the tutorial of the game. Danger level 2 is where the game actually begins. And then once I hit danger level 3, I was kind of like, alright, things are ramping up here, but I'm only at danger level 3. I haven't reached 4 yet, so I can't really speak entirely on the end game difficulty yet, but some of these encounters do prove a little bit of a challenge. This one so far hasn't been very tricky. And that little 5 by my name, that's like my health potions. You do get 5 health potions per round. Some like tile sets, they'll give you like a little altar to replenish your health potions. I'm getting attacked by bees right now, it sucks. And here's little bomb guys. These guys are cool. These guys are fun because you can actually hit them while they're in the middle of throwing their bomb, and they'll drop it on the ground, and enemies can do damage to each other. So if that bomb, I'll actually try to show it here. So as you can see, the bomb drops, and then you can kind of kite enemies towards that bomb, and it'll do damage to all of them, which is pretty freaking awesome. Also, when you die in this game. You restart. It is kind of like a roguelike. I don't play many beat 'em ups. I really, as a matter of fact, it's the first beat 'em up side scroll I ever played in my life, besides like Castle Crashers. So I really don't know if that's how that works in most beat 'em ups, if you gotta like restart completely. But once you're dead, you're dead. There are no takesy backsies, so you gotta really use those health potions. But like I said, you only get about 5 of them unless you're lucky and you get like a health potion altar thingy, which doesn't seem to happen very often in my experience. I don't know if they're random. I don't know if they're placed strategically per tile set or what. And I need to start using my abilities here. There's that little shrapnel ability I was showing y'all earlier, and I'm gonna try to actually group these guys up just so I can kind of show the combat off a little bit more in like a more strategic group setting if I can. Let's see here. I'll pop that bad boy. Oh yeah, and you have these little umbras which have special abilities. So the one I have equipped now does that. It does like a freaking meteor fall from the sky, which is super cool. And you have 2 abilities on each of your characters. So as I showed you already, the shrapnel is one of them. You can see in the top left I have the LT plus X and the LT plus Y, and then the RB is my little teleport dagger ability. I'll show the LT plus Y. That does 2 of those little blue bars under my name worth of like energy, I guess you could say, and that just does like a real big combo attack. Yep, this is a whole bunch of BS. I'm just gonna keep interacting because, to be honest, I really don't care. And that was actually, I kind of wish this mission was a little bit more difficult. The game is not always that easy, I promise. That was like a really extremely easy mission compared to the things I've done in the past. That's not to say like the game has been super challenging in the past yet, but that one was pretty freaking, that was kind of a breeze. I can't freaking lie. I'm hoping the next mission I play is kind of a step up. And some of these tile sets, they'll have like special things on them. This one, for example, is just a treasure chest. So when you open that, it's not even going to be a mission. I'm just going to get treasure, which is awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and check my gear in a second here after I show off these skills. So the way skills work, you see in the top right, you have skill points, and then pretty much you just allocate those points how you wish. So everything has a skill point cost. So like Death Rattle here is 3. Once I unlock this, it'll be 4. All of these skills affect your like main class ability. These are heavy focus and then light focus. So the light focus, that little shrapnel ability, the heavy focus is that 9-hit combo. So you have a couple different options to choose from. This doesn't change. This ability kind of stays the same the whole time. It's just all of these are kind of passive effects for your main ability. And then you got like little combo abilities. You got your recovery. So when I get knocked down, I can recover with that. And then all sorts of fun stuff like little mobility stuff. Just kind of like perks. Typical ARPG fashion, just you slowly but surely level up and you get all these little passive effects and whatnot just to slowly make your character character better, and you can really build it however you like. I'm gonna change some gear here if I have to. At the moment, I really don't know like what passives and whatnot, like what stats are best for my class. So I kind of just equip whatever gives me the highest gear score in defense so that I don't get freaking murdered. You also have cosmetics, so I've got a couple cosmetics here. I actually went ahead and bought one of the cosmetic packs in the store because this little founders pack that they gave me access to came with 5,000 of this premium currency. So I said, hey, why not? I just bought that shit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the hollow grass steps here. And actually, before I do that, I'll show you that I completed that little quest in top form. So I'm going to get 50 writs for that once I turn it in. But we're going to do the hollow grass steps here. I'm hoping this one is a little bit more challenging. As a matter of fact, the recommended gear score is 307. I'm a little bit below that, but I think that I could handle it if I play my cards right, or really just play my class right. So we'll see in a second here how well I do with this. Hopefully not too shabby. I don't want to embarrass myself on camera, but I'm also hoping for a little bit of a challenge so I can kind of show you guys that this game isn't just like a button mashing fest. You know, you do need to be a little bit strategic, as I was trying to say earlier, and really kind of figure things out. Got to hit some real nice combos. You do have to dodge. You can't just sit still and expect to kill everything. It's a real fun little game though. I mean, the combat, like I said, it's very fluid. I mean, if you enjoy what you're seeing on the screen, this is what you get. You know, if this looks fun to you, then I mean, I would say pick up the game. It's on Xbox, it's on Steam. Really fun little game. Got a lot of replayability, especially with the fact that there's so many like ARPG systems in place with gear and perks, and each class levels up individually. I believe the level cap is like 50. Don't quote me on that. I really don't know that for sure. But I want to say that I was reading some Reddit posts and that's what I stumbled upon was level 50. And these guys are actually turning out to be a little bit trickier than I thought they would be. I guess I got a little bit complacent from that last encounter I had with them last mission. That was an awesome dodge. I felt pretty good about that actually. As a matter of fact, I haven't even fought those little roly-poly guys until that last mission I just showed you. I've been kind of fighting these guys and like little fox enemies the whole time. And there's that little bomb going off. It's probably not very efficient to do that, to just sit and wait for the bomb to go off, but you will take damage from it if you go over there, so I just kind of let it happen. I could probably kill him faster if I just got in there, hit him with my weapon real quick, and then dipped, but who cares, you know? And that's a big combo there. Love it. So fun playing this class, man. It really is. This is... I gotta try out the Brawler, and I guess I gotta give the Sentinel a fair shot as well. I've never been much of a, like, fist weapon or sword and shield kind of guy, so that's why they don't really strike me as interesting. But then again, I really don't play like rogue type classes in RPGs anyway, and here I am playing a rogue, so you never know. I guess I gotta give them a shot one day. I mean, what do I have to lose other than a little bit of time at the end of the day? Got explosive barrels here. I'm gonna ignite this one just so that it blows up on that guy there. Go ahead and smack these boys up. Light work. And yeah, okay. I was wondering if I could hit those guys while they were coming out the ground. It would appear that I can. Hit that bad boy. Just blow up on him. Hit that one. Let it blow up on them. Get some burn damage on these guys. Dots can stack in this game pretty quickly. I have died from a bleed proc. They have like little prickly rose bushes sometimes, and I have died from hitting a rose bush a couple times because apparently procs do stack. So I was just taking like 15 damage per second because I just kept hitting the little rose bush. So definitely don't underestimate using your dots against these guys because they do not play around, let me tell you. And there's going to be a boss enemy in this little dungeon that I'm doing here, which I'm pretty excited about. The bosses are actually pretty fun to fight against. Even though it's just one-on-one, they do pose a good bit of a challenge. They also are shield enemies, and the little heavy attack, you have to kind of break their shield, if that makes sense. Not really their shield, but their block. So that's a cool little mechanic, I think. And their colors do correspond to strength. I believe the purple ones are the second strongest, and then these red ones are like the strongest, and the little yellow guys, they're the weakest. And there you go. You can see there that I actually broke his guard with my little heavy attack. So that's what I was talking about just a second ago. And then once again, some more enemies. Oh, I'm getting murked up here. 1 second. Gotta quit yapping. And I do it again. And this is why I love this class. Like, it just, it's just so good, man. It really is just so freaking awesome playing this class. It feels so good just getting in and out and just doing that all over again, man. It's just the best. And just get behind them. And now every class can dodge. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Don't think this is just a strictly Shadow Striker thing. Every class is capable of dodging. Okay, I really don't know how he wasn't stunned from that. I wasn't wasn't expecting him to hit me with that. I may actually die on this one if I'm being honest. I'm gonna have to play my cards real good. I'm gonna have to kind of lock in because I only have two little life counters left, which isn't ideal, especially because I'm about to go up against a boss. Oh, and I almost hit a bear trap. This one's gonna be a little bit tricky actually. Okay, kind of like in a minefield here. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just gotta be careful. Hit one of those that explode on them, and they're down for the count. And I've been forgetting about my Umbra ability. I'm gonna pop that bad boy real quick because that's gonna do a whole lot of damage to these guys. Nope. Get out of here. Perfect. Love that. And there's one of those little shrines right here that refills one of your little health potions and refills your health as well, which means the boss is coming up. So hopefully I can do this with 2 health potions. We're gonna see what happens here. Very embarrassing if I died. Okay, that's a good start. Was not expecting that, honestly. And he's got a whole lot of HP, so dodge that, of course. Don't want to make that same mistake twice. Okay, that's a little bit cheesy. I can't even really see where he's throwing that from, but hey, that's all right. I can deal with. Okay, this one's a little bit difficult. All right, I really was okay. Well, turns out that I bit off just a little bit more than I can chew. I guess I am gonna have to get my gear score up a little bit before I go ahead and attempt that in danger level 3 again. Now, granted, I'm not very good at video games. I've said this in several videos, but I think that's a little bit cheesy that he can just kind of throw things at you off screen. That's just me. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the Belfry, which is the main hub. I'm gonna turn in some of these Rit quests, and I'll make 1 or 2 more. I think I was able to complete 2 of them. I actually might go to the Crucible as well and just go ahead and show you guys that little game mode. So I'll go ahead and turn that bad boy in, and I'll go ahead and go over to the Crucible. This is a pretty fun little game mode. I actually like the tile set a lot too. And you got these little hourglasses. You are timed, so you destroy the hourglasses, you get a little bit more time on the counter, and your goal is basically really just to get the highest score you possibly can. And there's 8 rounds, so it's not infinite, unfortunately. Which is kind of weird for a game mode like this. I don't know why it can't go infinite, but it is what it is. And the cool thing is these hourglasses will actually stay on the map after you finish the round. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go for defense up. You can't go wrong with a little bit more defense. And then every couple of rounds you'll have like a boss enemy, and here's one of those little temporary buffs. Let's see what I get. Focus shockwave, which is cool. So I guess when I activate my focus ability, it'll give me like little damaging shockwave. And they drop these crystals pretty freaking often, as you can see. Explosive dodge, that's a cool one. So really I could just keep doing that and he'll die. Definitely Umbra charge. An extra Umbra charge is a lot more valuable than 5% speed, I'll tell you that much. And I can just explosive dodge. As a matter of fact, I think I can just keep explosive dodge killing these guys. Never mind, it just ran out. Hit a little shockwave just because they're all freaking grouped up here. And then I hit one of those. I'm about to murk this guy real quick. He is not even gonna know what hit him, even though I'm like missing all my abilities. Okay, I'm actually kind of weak right now. Oh, unlimited Umbra. Okay, this is where it gets good because now I can just keep spamming this, and I'm gonna keep spamming it because I'm a cheater. And there we go. I broke his guard, so I'm actually gonna stop spamming that and go ahead and do some actually damaging attacks now. And I'm gonna try to hit this guy. Yep, drop the bomb just so we can get his own guys for me. Pop this hourglass while that's coming down. I'll just pop another Umbra, because why not? I mean, that's there for a reason. And there's another boss. This guy's got a little bit of a shield on him. Now, these guys are annoying. This guy can kind of like hit a really crazy freaking perma-stun combo on you. So I gotta be very careful with him. Might take me a second. Okay, my dodge, it just didn't dodge for some reason. All right, broke his guard. Love it. Let's go ahead and start spamming him. And when they break up out their little guard again, they do a little stun attack. So you want to be out the way when that happens for sure. And then I think I'm about to lose this, unfortunately. I'm not really doing a very great job of showing off my talents in this video, I've noticed. I have fun playing the game. That's all that matters. Pretty much this just means I need better gear. I mean, at the end of the day, this is an RPG. Skill matters, but if you can't meet a DPS check, you can't meet a DPS check. It's really as simple as that. So I'm going to take my reward. I got 10,000 scores, so I get a little bronze chest. I mean, it's better than nothing. The score is, I believe, 10,000 for bronze, 15 for silver, 18 for gold. I got a couple tier 3s. I got some clash marks, which is nice, so I'm not too mad about that. You don't get much XP for the Crucible, unfortunately, so you definitely don't want to use it to level. I mean, it's really just kind of fun to do and just for like these quests. So that's TowerBorne. Real nice little game. Honestly, if you're into side scrollers, if you're into beat 'em ups, if you're into like hack and slash games, anything like that, action RPGs, this is a real nice little mix of all those types of games. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.